On the beautiful campus of Rochester Christian University and inside of Garth Pleasant Arena, this is Warriors basketball on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Back again, Stephen McDonald here with you saying hello everyone and welcome to our broadcast as the Rochester Christian Warriors host the Trinity Christian Trolls. The Warriors come into this matchup, the final game of the 2024 calendar year, 9-4 on the season as they have ripped off 3 big wins in a row, 2 of those coming here just a couple weeks ago. Their last time out, in fact, was on December 20th against St. Thomas. That was a big 92-77 win in that one. Brett White, as he has done for much of the season, led the way with 25 points. Dustin Farrow, the freshman, grabbed 14 rebounds, and Gunnar Walters, doing what he does best, distributing the basketball, had 9 assists in that win. Again, 92-77 was the final the last time the Warriors hit the floor. And when we come back here on our pregame coverage, we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get to the starting lineups next. Welcome back inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. Stephen McDonald here with you on the RC Sports Network pregame show, counting you down to tip-off between the Rochester Christian Warriors and the Trinity Christian Trolls. Take a look now at our starting lineups for both teams as they'll run out here in just a few moments, starting with the Trolls. It'll be Danny Staskinis, Tylen Harris, Anjan Petkovic, and Chris Cross are the guards. Donovan Salas is the forward. And on the other side for the Warriors, they'll stick with the same 5 as we've seen all season. Brody Parker, Gunnar Walters, and Brett White are the guards. Dustin Farrow on the wing, and James Fisher is the big man once again for head coach Clint Pleasant in his 14th season as head coach. And taking a look a little deeper at this Warriors lineup, as again, we're counting you down to tip-off here, top of the hour in just a few moments. And the game-by-game scoring leaders, Brett White leads all Warriors. 9 times this season he's been the Warriors' leading scorer. That does include their exhibition contest with Oakland, where he poured in 31 in that exhibition tilt. Brody Parker has twice led the Warriors in scoring, as has James Fisher, did so a couple games ago. In fact, Gunnar Walters has one such game to his tally. And as we talked about in the opening to our broadcast, Walters' last game led the Warriors, as he does, in assists with 9 against St. Thomas in that big 92-77 win against St. Thomas just about 10 days ago. Also, in these last 3 games for Rochester Christian, in which they have gone 3-0, has also raised, Gunnar Walters has raised his shooting percentage on the year by 6 whole points in that span. So again, doing what he does, distributing the basketball, but also raising his shooting percentages as well, now averaging 9.6 points per game on the year. We'll take another quick timeout with the opening tip between the Warriors and the Trolls coming up next.
The value of champions character across all institutions is a message that we can all get behind.
The purpose behind Champions of Character is to have that student-athlete experience be one of growth.
Men's basketball on campus, we make sure that we give back with a smile and with a purpose.
Our goal as coaches is for our players to leave being better men, better husbands, better fathers, and better members in their community.
NAIA is Champions of Character.
What I've learned the most from golf is to have integrity in everything you say and do.
One of the biggest lessons of that sports impacts my daily life is discipline.
Be a champion of character, it just means to realize first that you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Being a part of NAIA is something that I'm going to keep with me forever because it's not only made me a better athlete, but it's made me a better person.
The NAIA really just cares about their student athletes and just the experience in general at the school, and I think that's really important.
The NAIA stands for, has great core values. One that's most important to me is servant leadership. Being able to serve your community is a huge reason why I chose the NAIA.
I am a champion of character. I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
Welcome back inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. Stephen McDonald here with you on the RC Sports Network pregame show. Warriors and Trolls just about set to get this one going. Both teams come into this matchup to finish out the 2024 calendar year on a 3-game winning streak. Warriors now 9-4 on the season, while the Trolls come in at 5-6 overall. They've had an interesting start to this 2024-25 season, has Trinity Christian. 5-6 overall, as mentioned, started out the year 2-0, lost their next 6 games, and are currently, as mentioned, on that 3-game winning streak. So a bit of an up and down start to this season for the Trolls. In their first 11 games, do sit in their conference 2-3 on the year. Warriors, as both teams kind of take a step back from conference play here this week, the Warriors come in 2-4 in WAC play. They'll get back into WAC conference play following the new year. They'll be at Northwestern Ohio on January 4th. But we have business to attend to here this evening, and for that, we send it down to the floor to public address announcer Mark Stowers.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Garth Pleasant Arena for day one of the Travis Bass Classic presented by WeatherTech. Beginning with today's matchup between the Trinity Christian Trolls and your Rochester Christian University Warriors. The Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference and the NAIA are committed to maintaining the true spirit of competition in athletics. As such, please do your part by showing respect to every spectator, athlete, coach, and official involved in today's game. At this time, we ask that you would please stand for our pregame prayer. Father in heaven, we ask your blessing on the game we are about to play. Give each one of us the courage to play this game in a manner which by our words and our actions are pleasing to you. Let us enter into this competition in a spirit of sportsmanship with respect for the members of the opposing team. We ask you, Father, to bless each one of us, especially the coaches, officials, parents, and players. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us be aware of his presence with us in this game today. Amen. Please remain standing. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. First for Trinity Christian, wearing number 0, Donovan Sales. Number 2, Danny Sakunis. Number 3, Jylen Harris. And number 4, Ogden Petrovic. Rounding out to line number 21, Chris Cross. Head coach David Osborne. His assistants, Morgan Grant, Malachi Beasley, and David Simpson. And now let's meet the starters for your Rochester Christian University Warriors. A 6-foot senior guard, number 5, Brody Parker. A 6'5" freshman guard forward, number 8,
Well, there you have it. That is the word from inside of Garth Pleasant Arena from our public address announcer, Mark Stowers. Stephen MacDonald here with you on the RC Sports Network. Pregame has now concluded. All that's left to do is tip this one up between the Warriors of Rochester Christian and the Trolls of Trinity Christian. Highlighted a couple of the Warriors starters in our pregame coverage. We'll give you one more. Mentioned that Dustin Farrow had 14 rebounds last time out 10 days ago as the Warriors win the tip courtesy of James Fisher. Farrow quietly putting together a solid freshman season, 8.5 points per game, 50% field goal shooting, and now 5 rebounds per game after that big outing last time out. He'll try a three from the corner, and right on cue, Dustin Farrow gets us started. Well, you hear a lot about the announcer jinx. This time it works in reverse for Dustin Farrow. He drops in the corner three, go inside looking for Salis, who puts it in for 2. Donovan Salis gets the start. Appearing in game number 8 for the Trolls this season. This ball dribbles off the foot of Brody Parker, an early turnover by the Warriors. Here's Cross. He'll come to the logo for Staskinis, backs it out for Tylen Harris, who drives right, underhand flip. That was deflected off glass by James Fisher. Looks like they wanted to go inside in the direction of Farrow. Just above the free throw line for Fisher. He'll walk in and send it back outside for Gunnar Walters with 12 to shoot. Reset it on the block for Fisher. Pounds his way in and scores. Warriors by 3 early, hanging, floating, runs it off the rim, rebound down to Fisher. Walters, looking to be aggressive, gets down to the baseline. Now works central on Staskinis. Hanging goes Brett White. That doesn't go for him. White just about 22 points per game this season. Again, that does not include his 31 against Oakland in that exhibition to start out the year on homecoming weekend. Another miss by Trinity Christian. Swing it, Farrow into 3. One hop off the rim. He'll start out 1 for 2 on the evening. Both attempts coming from the outside. Warriors have not shot it at a very high clip from the outside this year, just 33% coming in as a team. Straightaway 3 on the way, just a touch to the right this time. Salis, a lay-in just a few moments ago, missed from 3 this time. Pivoting against him goes Fisher, and he hooks it up and in. 4 early points and a rebound as well for Fisher. Warriors by 5, but that'll cut into it. Staskinis triples, and he can do that, 35% from 3 on the year, 9 attempts from the outside per game, so they'll have to watch where number 2 in the baby blue is here tonight. In transition, swing it out to Cross. He'll pull up, comes up short, rebound down to Brett White. 16-13 to go in the first half. Fisher runs the floor and pays it off for 2. Heck of a start for James Fisher, 6 points and a rebound. So far in this one, we've played 4 minutes. Driving goes Harris, and turning and traveling with it was Ognan Pekovic, the sophomore out of Serbia. Clock stops with 15:51 to go in the first half. Checking out goes Dustin Farrow. Looks like they'll swap freshman. Farrow goes out. Ashton Gould comes in. Mentioned last time out for the Warriors, Farrow had 14 rebounds. The game before that against Redeemer, Ashton Gould had a 14 rebound game as James Fisher continues his scoring run here. 2 more as he goes galloping through the paint. He has 8 points on 4 of 4 shooting. And the scoop and score goes on the other end. Garrett Green comes in and gets the deuce. Now he tries to run the floor off the steal. Wild shot goes up off glass, rebound down to Ashton Gould. Skip it far side left, all alone for 3, cannot make them pay as it bangs off the back of the iron from Brody Parker. Parker 17.5 points per game so far this season, but has not made a scratch yet here tonight. Warriors by 4, 14:40 to go in the first half. Green wants a 3. Offensive rebound pulled down, goes back up with Chris Cross. He gets fouled. First foul of the game goes against the Warriors. It'll be on Ashton Gould. Looks like Cross will shoot free throws in just a moment. We'll stick with it here inside the arena. Cross getting the start here tonight, 19.5 points per game coming in. That's good for second on the team behind just Marcus Green, the guard. Don't believe we've seen Green just yet in this one. And mentioned earlier, Staskinis, one of their better three-point shooters. You can put Cross in that category as well. Has not attempted one yet this game, but has made 27 on the year. That's good for second behind Staskinis. Warriors lead it by 4 here early on, 14:34 to go in the first half. Get a quick game reset here. James Fisher, 8 points and a rebound. Dustin Farrow has their other 3. He got the game started with that corner 3. On the other side, Staskinis 3 points. Donovan Salas and Garrett Green combining for the other 4. Warriors shooting it 5 out of 9 to begin, 3 of 10 on the other side for Trinity Christian. And as we come back out of the timeout, it will be Cross at the free throw line. First foul of the game before that timeout went against Ashton Gould. First free throws up and through. He'll have one more at the line. Comes in an 85% free throw shooter, makes good on both. Here's Gould working against Chris Cross. Get it back straight on for Gunnar Walters. Over to Parker with 13 to shoot. And that'll be an offensive foul called on the Warriors. That'll be their 3rd turnover of the game so far. They'll get Brody Parker with the push-off there on the drive. Warriors average about 12 turnovers per game, just a few ticks up from where they were a season ago. Averaged about 10 a game a year ago. Straight away for Cross, 10 to shoot for the Trolls. Send it back outside to Harris. Harris goes in with some contact, doesn't matter, he scores it anyway. All tied at 11, 13:40 to go first half. Both teams come in riding a 3-game winning streak. Gould tried to go baseline looking for Fisher. That did not come off his hand cleanly, and it's another turnover. Green down to the baseline against Fisher. Over the head hook shot does not go. Another offensive rebound for Cross, but unable to track it in that far corner, out of bounds. Donovan Salas will come in. Chris Cross will sit. Cross will sit down, 2 points, 2 rebounds so far in this one. Has not hit a field goal yet, but hit a couple free throws just a moment ago. Float this one in, looking for Fisher. Got a fingertip on it, but couldn't tap it up and in. Pulling up for 3, that's well offline, and taking a spill was Staskinis.
Checking in for the Warriors, number 8, Dustin Farrow.
Mentioned Staskinis' three-point shooting prowess. His first 16 shots of the season, spanning the first 2 games, were all three-point attempts as they go outside for Brett White, who rips the net. Warriors able to snap the bit of a run that the Trolls had been on. They'll go inside looking for Green. Does not get the floater to go, but a whistle and a foul. Looks like this will be on Ashton Gould. That would be his second. It is on Gould. That'll be the team's third. To the line is Garrett Green. So far, just 3 free throw attempts for the game, all 3 going to the Trolls. They've hit all 3 to this point. His second one is good as well. 3 team fouls on Rochester Christian, none so far on Trinity Christian. Brody Parker has the basketball now, gives it up to Gunnar Walters. Dribble handoff goes to Brett White. 13 on the shot clock for the Warriors, who lead it by 1. Brett White backing his way in. He'll lean back, fire, runs it off the back of the rim. Had 3 seconds to get the shot away. Here's Staskinis. So far, just 3 points for Staskinis. Bounce it in, looking for Green, high off glass, and good. And now Trinity Christian with the early 1-point lead. Looks like James Fisher getting ready to check back in at the next whistle. Parker drops it off baseline for Farrow, got tangled up, and trying to step through on the defender, traveled with it. And that will send back in James Fisher along with Chris Cross. 11:16 to go in the first half. Fisher comes back in after that hot start, 8 points and 1 rebound. So out there for the Warriors. They'll go with Trey Walker III as Cross goes in, draws contact, got it and the foul. And they do get Walker for the foul. That'll be his first, team's 4th. He's out there with Farrow, Brett White, Gunnar Walters, and James Fisher. Free throw is good. So the 3-point play for Chris Cross. On the other side, the 5 on the floor, Salas, Staskinis, Harris, Cross, and Earhart, as Walters driving left on Harris, floats it this way looking for Brett White, and that's offline and out of bounds. Another Warriors turnover. That'll be number 5. Just 1 turnover by the Trolls so far, as they have played, at least to this point, about midway through our first half. Trinity Christian has played a very clean first 10 minutes, just the 1 turnover, and also have not picked up a foul just yet. Cross drives on Walker the third, took the extra step and traveled with it. Swing it over to Walters. He'll try the three. That's too strong. Rebound comes down to Tylen Harris, who runs the floor, drops it off looking for Salas. That was disrupted. And now the Warriors back the other direction. Brett White wants to take Staskinis one-on-one, instead gives it off to Walters. Walker the third goes in, has that rejected. Donovan Salas skying up and rejecting the basketball. Now he gets the wide open look for three. Trolls by 4, 9.5 to go in the half. Send it inside for Fisher. Turns the corner and lays it up and in. Can't ask for a much better start to this one for James Fisher. 10 points on 5 of 6 shooting. Swing it far side of the floor, extra pass, finds Cross on the lay-in. Second field goal for Cross. He's 2 out of 5, has 7 points, couple rebounds, and is perfect at the free throw line so far, 3 out of 3. Walters has it, gives it off to Walker the third with 10 to shoot. Stepping in, tipping this pass and taking it away was Salas. That turnover by the Warriors, number 6 already, as Farrow goes off glass on the run and puts it in. And even despite the turnover and foul disparity so far, Warriors down by just 2. They'll send this one all the way in baseline, send it back outside, long three for Cross. Defensive board for Brett White. Inside of 8 minutes to go first half. Go inside looking for Fisher. He was tangled up and fouled by Donovan Salas. But that is how they have to stop James Fisher right now. 5 of 6 to begin this one. First player into double figures with 10. And that'll send us to the under 8 media timeout with 7:50 to go in the first half. Trinity Christian leads it by 2. This is your home for Warriors basketball.
The value of champions character across all institutions is a message that we can all get behind.
The purpose behind Champions of Character is to have that student-athlete experience be one of growth.
Men's basketball on campus, we make sure that we give back with a smile and with a purpose.
Our goal as coaches is for our players to leave being better men, better husbands, better fathers, and better members in their community.
NAIA is Champions of Character.
$7.50 to go in the first half. From Garth Pleasant Arena on the Rochester Christian Sports Network, Stephen McDonald here with you. Trinity Christian leads it 20-18. Despite James Fisher with 10 to lead all scorers, Chris Cross for the Trolls has 7 and a pair of rebounds to lead his squad. But again, the Trolls +4 in turnovers so far, 6-2. And that foul just before the media timeout against Donovan Salas was just their first of the half. The Warriors on the other side have 4 team fouls so far. Warriors, despite those 6 turnovers, have done well limiting points off turnovers. Just 3 for Trinity Christian, 3 points off turnovers so far. And it looks like as we make our way out of that media timeout, a technical foul was issued to Trinity Christian, so Brody Parker will shoot the free throw. And he is the one that you want shooting that free throw. Came into this one 85% at the line this year. Gets it back to within one. They'll inbound from the baseline. Rising and firing was Brett White. Offensive rebound, there's a battle for it. And it'll stay here as Farrow tied it up and actually drew the foul. So it'll be Walker the third to inbound again. That foul went on Silas Spalding, who's come in. Farrow turns, floats, and hits. Mentioned top of our broadcast that Dustin Farrow has quietly put together a very solid freshman season and had a post move there that was very similar to one that we see time and time again from James Fisher. They'll go into Fisher, and he flushes it down. Green trying to go inside on Fisher, backed his way in, but a little too much contact on the way through. That's an offensive foul. Short stint for Walker the third. He'll sit down. Gunnar Walters comes back in. Warriors back with their starting five as Brody Parker handles it now, gets it back over to Walters. Those two will play catch for a moment, and Parker puts in the three. Quick 8-0 run by the Warriors gives them the 26-20 lead with 6:40 to go in the first half. Send it outside. Spalding trying to answer back with a three of his own. Farrow another rebound. For Farrow, that's already rebound number 4. Brett White for three again. Just a little too much heat on it. Farrow with 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist now on the night. Staskinis into a three off the heel. That was tapped by Brody Parker and controlled tightly on the baseline by Farrow. And they do credit him for his 5th rebound with that one. Extra pass into the corner for three. Tapped out by Fisher, but into the hands of Petkovic. He'll run the floor, layup in. First points for Ongen Petkovic. Send it outside. Parker wants a three again. Does not get it to go this time. Nearly thrown away far sideline. Extra pass. Staskinis. Another miss from three, but again, mentioned earlier, he attempts 9 per game, so he is not afraid to let it fly from the outside. Tough acrobatic finish on the other end. Does not go. They'll go all the way down low looking for Farrow. Pivots, hooks, comes up short. Staskinis the rebound. Things starting to level out a bit here. 4:40 to go in the first half. 26-22. Warriors with the lead. And we'll get a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside quickly from Garth Pleasant Arena. This is your home for Warriors basketball. Welcome back inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. Warriors by 4 with 4:40 to go in the first half. Stephen McDonald here with you on the RC Sports Network. Warriors so far in this one shooting it just under 46% from the floor, but they've also turned it over 7 times. They've done well in limiting the points off turnovers so far in this one, just 3 points off of turnovers for Trinity Christian. Warriors also holding a +4 advantage in rebounding. And Rochester Christian already up to 8 assists on the night as they come in averaging 15 assists per game. Out of the timeout, Warriors by 4. James Fisher, still the only player in double figures, has 12. Chris Cross, 21 in blue, has it now, bounces it inside. He has a team high 7. 3 from the corner, no good once again by Staskinis. But again, he will not stop shooting it as this game goes along. But just 1 of 5 to begin this one. All 5 of his attempts, as he is accustomed to doing, coming from the outside. Farrow stepped in, picks the pocket of Petkovic. Gunnar Walters did his best NFL wide receiver impression there on the near sideline, kept both feet in bounds on that catch, has it now with 15 to shoot. Floats it inside for Farrow, who walks the baseline. Walker, the third, back into the ball game, goes inside for Brett White, who gets hacked and fouled.
Checking into the Warriors, number 24. Suspicion. That foul on the Trojans, number 4, on against Petkovic.
Petkovic gets hit with his first, team's 4th. Fouls have now evened up at 4 aside. Brett White sits down. Fisher comes back in. 7 to shoot for the Warriors. Brody Parker sees it, gets a screen from Fisher. He'll pull up. Cannot get the shot to fall. Rebound to Cross. That'll be his 3rd rebound of the night. We'll get a whistle and a hold. And it looks like they'll get Trey Walker the 3rd. That'll be his 2nd, team's 5th. Clock stops with 3:06 to go in the first half. Warriors still by 4, 26-22. At one point, the Trolls led 20-18. Warriors rattled off a quick 8-0 run, then things have really quieted down since then, as Staskinis rims off on another 3. Looks like it'll be a short rest for Brett White. Just checked out about 30 seconds ago, and he's already back over at the scorer's table. Parker all the way in, left it short on the rim. Tylen Harris away with the basketball. Cross into a 3. Rebound, Gunnar Walters. Walters has not scored yet in this one, has only attempted 1 shot, but he zips it outside, and a miss on a 3 by Farrow. But from our vantage point, that pass coming right in front of us, that ball coming off the hand of Gunnar Walters had some arc to it as he connected with Farrow, but Farrow couldn't drop it in. Just a tick inside of 2 minutes to go in the first half. Parker pulls up for a long two. Offensive rebound going up for it was Fisher, and he'll put it back up and in. That ends the bit of the scoring drought that we had been on over the last 3 minutes or so, and there it is. Just kept on shooting until he got one to go. Staskinis triples. Drop it off to Fisher, who rocks the rim. Second slam for James Fisher here in the first half. We've got 60 seconds to go in the half. Warriors by 5. Roland Vince out there for the Warriors. Number 0 in the white as the lay-in is good. Vince out there with Parker, White, Walters, and Fisher. They'll drop it off to him, and there's another slam for the big man Fisher. About a 2-second difference between clocks. Trolls will have to let it go with about 2 seconds. But how about the first half by James Fisher? 18 points. He's 9 out of 10 and also has a couple rebounds as well. The only player in this game in double figures, stepping back, pulling up for 3. That's off the heel with 3 to go. Leaning back, and that doesn't go either for Cross. And time runs out on the first half. And the Warriors will take a 5-point lead into the break. Get a couple of the stats from that first 20 minutes of action before we send you to the half. Warriors shoot it just under 44% for the first half. Turned it over 7 times in that first 20 minutes of play, but really that second 10-minute period did much better in that regard. As mentioned, Fisher has those 18 points on 9 of 10 shooting. Dustin Farrow, 7 points and 6 rebounds. On the other side for the Trolls, Chris Cross, 9 points, 4 rebounds. As Staskinis hit a triple there in the final minute of the half. He has 6 points and 4 rebounds himself. But the Warriors will take the 32-27 lead into the halftime locker room. We'll step aside. Second half on the other side from Garth Pleasant Arena on the RC Sports Network. Welcome back inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. Stephen McDonald here with you on the RC Sports Network. Warriors lead coming out of halftime 32-27. They shot at just under 44% in that first half of play, thanks in large part to James Fisher, who went 9 out of 10, good for 18 points, also had a couple rebounds as well. On the other side for Trinity Christian, Chris Cross leads his team 9 points, 4 rebounds, while Staskinis goes 2 out of 7 in that first half, all from beyond the arc. He had 6 points and 4 rebounds in the first half. And we are just about set to get things going here in half number 2. Both teams came into this matchup winners of their last 3. Warriors 9-4 on the season, 5-6 is Trinity Christian. In fact, the Warriors in their last 3, it has not really been all that close. They've won their last 3 games by an average of 27 points. With 5 to shoot, this is Tylen Harris. Floats it inside with 1 to shoot. Donovan Salas took the shot, not sure that that touched rim. And it looks like they say it did not. And that's how you want to start the second half if you're the Warriors. Force a shot clock violation. They'll give a block there to James Fisher. Here's Farrow, goes in for Fisher. Outside, extra pass into the corner for 3. That's through for Brett White. Excellent sequence to begin the second half. If you're the Warriors, you get the stop at one end, a 3 at the other end, and now a travel by the Trolls. Give the assist on that Brett White 3 to Brody Parker. That travel was on Chris Cross. White goes in, caught some contact on the way up. No call, missed the shot. Harris thought about it, goes inside baseline. Does not go for Petkovic, but he's fouled. 18:39 to go. That'll be just the first on Fisher. Petkovic at the free throw line. Good on the first. And you may have seen on your screen during the break some of those first half stats. Trolls have not missed at the line so far today. 6 out of 6 and make it 7 out of 7 as Petkovic puts in both. Those are their first 2 points of this half after a shot clock violation and a travel call on their first 2 possessions. Warriors will turn it over here. They were trying to get it inside to Fisher. Stopping, shooting, and missing was Cross. Offensive rebound goes in for Anjan Petkovic. Walters steps back at the free throw line. Long 2 on the way, heels off. Another rebound for Cross. He's off and running, leaves it outside for Harris. That miss collected by Brett White. Float it for Farrow baseline, backing in on Harris. Both guys being physical underneath the hoop. Looks like the foul's going to go on Tylen Harris. That'll be his first. Got to get it in. They do to Farrow. who dangles and scores. Farrow now 4 out of 8 shooting, has 9 points and 6 rebounds. Keep an eye on the freshman for a possible double-double here tonight. Another miss corralled by Brett White off the miss by Chris Cross. Now Walters rips it outside to Parker. He'll go high off glass, no. Offensive rebound, Fisher, who got slapped and fouled. Clock stops with 17:04. That'll be the second on Petkovic. Fisher at the free throw line has shot it well at the line this season, drops in the first. Fisher about a 70% free throw shooter coming into play today. These are his first free throws of the night, so that make there was his 28th free throw make on the year. And tracking it down in the corner was Dustin Farrow. He'll walk the baseline, goes outside for Brett White. He charges in baseline, sends it back outside Farrow. They'll try to reset it here with 10 to shoot off the reset. Walters for 3. Rebound tapped out by White, but into the hands of the awaiting Tylen Harris. Green thought about it, gives off to Staskinis. Staskinis goes back into the far corner for Green. Now in tight, got it to go. This has been more of a defensive game from these two teams. 38-33 clock stops, with 16-18 to go. But these are two teams averaging 80-plus points per game on the year, and also both shooting it well over 44% from the floor on the year as well coming in. But again, just more of a defensive-minded game here this evening between these two teams. Walters got a step, runs it up, can't finish. Away with it comes Harris on the move. Going into a 3. That was Earhart with the miss. Into the corner for Tylen Harris. Crosses court with it to Green. And he knocks it down from the corner over the outstretched arm of James Fisher. And just like that, it's back to a 2-point ball game, 15:40 to go. Green with the 3, he's got 11, and Fisher puts it through. Staskinis misses from the corner. Brody Parker with his foot on the gas takes a tumble to the floor and draws the foul. Foul's going to go on Green. That's his third, team's fourth. Clock stops with 15:15 to go, and the Warriors by 4. And for Staskinis, another miss. Just 2 out of 9 from the floor tonight as Parker misses at the line, and 2 out of 8 from three-point range. Just has not been his night. Comes in averaging 13 per game. Averages 33 minutes per contest. Brody Parker has one more coming at the line after he missed his first. And drops in the second. Here's Salis. Goes to Spalding and works it over to Chris Cross. They'll play catch with it for a moment and then send it this way with 13 to shoot. And that is not good going down to the floor. That's Caden Earhart. Just looks like his knee buckled a little bit as he makes his way back up. That'll send us to a timeout on the floor. 14:55 to go. It's the Warriors 41 and Trinity Christian 36. We will step aside, come back from Garth Pleasant Arena on your home for Warriors basketball.
The value of champions character across all institutions is a message that we can all get behind.
The purpose behind Champions of Character is to have that student-athlete experience be one of growth.
Men's basketball on campus, we make sure that we give back with a smile and with a purpose.
Our goal as coaches is for our players to leave being better men, better husbands, better fathers, and better members in their community.
NAIA is Champions of Character.
Warriors lead 41-36. We've got 14:55 to go in the basketball game, so still anybody's game at this point. James Fisher leads all scorers with 21. He has only missed once this game. He's 10 out of 11. On the other side, Garrett Green has 11. Chris Cross has 9 and 5 rebounds. Have not seen Marcus Green in this game. He is the Trolls' leading scorer, averaging 26 points per game on the year on 16 attempts per contest. Basket cut lay-in good by Petkovic. Good look out of the timeout, gets it back down to 3. Swing it this way, Brody Parker wants to go baseline, leaves it for Fisher, had it poked loose by Petkovic. Extra pass finds Spalding. That was Silas Spalding, in fact, to his brother Jacob on that trailing pass. And now looks like Jacob Spalding goes sliding out of bounds, had the basketball in his possession, and that's a turnover. But going back to it, Silas and Jacob Spalding, both out of Wilkinson, Indiana, and East Hancock High School. Brett White has it, looked at the three, instead drives in, floats, and scores. By his standards, a very quiet night for Brett White, but still has 9 points and 8 rebounds, but just 3 of 9 from the floor in this one. A guy averaging about 22 points per game and has had multiple 30-point games this year. Walters picks up the dribble inside the free throw line. Coming over the back was Donovan Salas, and he'll pick up the foul. For the Warriors so far, James Fisher 21 points, Dustin Farrow with 9, and Brett White with 9 and 8 rebounds. So the Warriors have a couple players possibly eyeing a double-double tonight. Brody Parker wants a 3, got the 3. And here's something that we don't say a ton, but give the assist there to James Fisher. Warriors lead is back out to 8 with 13:10 to go, and that's swatted away by Brett White, met him at the rim. That was Tylen Harris on the lay-in try, leaning back, goes Salas, he misses, Brett White the board. And now floated ahead, intended for Fisher. That's tipped and intercepted. Cross goes in, got it in a foul. Drew contact against Fisher on the run, put it up and in, and he'll go to the line for one more. That'll be just the second on Fisher, team second of our second half. Warriors are in the bonus the rest of the way. 5 team fouls on the other side for Trinity Christian. Free throw is up and through by Chris Cross. On the floor for the Warriors, it's Gould, Parker, White, Walters, and Fisher, as Walters rips the net from the outside. And then answering back at the other end with a three of his own is Staskinis. So both teams trading threes, still a 5-point differential, 49-44. Brett White gets into the middle, turns and scores. And all of a sudden, Brett White into double figures with 11. Also has 9 rebounds. One of those players, as mentioned, eyeing a potential double-double here tonight. Dustin Farrow has 9 and 7 rebounds. White, corner pocket three. Cannot hit it. He was left all alone. Warriors do well to get back defensively there. Intercepting that pass with the right hand was Ashton Gould. Parker tried to wrap it around for Fisher. Fisher was not ready for it as it splits his hands. Lay in good by Chris Cross, and he is adamant that he wanted a foul there, does not get it. Cross tries to throw a double at Fisher. He breaks it and slams it. Heads up play by James Fisher. Felt that double team coming on the backside, turned away from it, and he gets rewarded with the flush. Staskinis misses for three again. He'll go to 3 out of 10 from the outside tonight, as Walters floats it topside. Parker 4-3, one hop off the rim, rebound Pekovic. 10.5 to go in the game, clock running. 53-46, stopping at the free throw line and burying it goes Staskinis for 2. A rare 2-pointer by Danny Staskinis. That puts him into double figures with 11. We'll get a timeout called, 10:19 to go, 53-48 our score. We'll take the timeout with them on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. James Fisher leads all scorers with 23. He's only missed one time tonight, 11 out of 12 from the floor. Also has 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Check that, 1 assist and a block as well. Brett White has knocked down a couple shots here of late. He now has 11 points and 9 rebounds. And Dustin Farrow has 9 and 7 boards. On the other side for the Trolls, Chris Cross, 14 points, 6 rebounds. Danny Staskinis, 11 points on 4 of 12 shooting. As we make our way back out of the timeout, 10 minutes to go in regulation. 53-48 our score. Whistle and a foul as Brody Parker tried to work against Staskinis. That'll be just the first on him. As Gould turns, throws up a shot, no. And do have to make a correction here inside the arena before that timeout. They had that the Warriors were in the bonus already. That is not the case. That was, believe, only the 5th team foul on Trinity Christian, but we'll double check that for you. Inside Gould, lay-in this time does go. Ashton Gould gets the lay-in, pushes the lead back to 7. He's appeared in all but one game so far this season, came in averaging 12 minutes per contest. They'll get Farrow for the foul. That's just his first, team's 3rd. Clock stops with 9:22 to go in the basketball game. Another timeout on the floor. We'll step aside on the RC Sports Network.
The value of champions character across all institutions is a message that we can all get behind.
The purpose behind Champions of Character is to have that student-athlete experience be one of growth.
Men's basketball on campus, we make sure that we give back with a smile and with a purpose.
Our goal as coaches is for our players to leave being better men, better husbands, better fathers, and better members in their community.
NAIA is Champions of Character.
Update you on the foul situation with 9:22 to go. Mentioned that inside the arena they had the Warriors in the bonus, but that was not the case, as it looks like the Trolls sitting at 6 team fouls. Warriors, that last one on Dustin Farrow, just his first, team's 3rd of our second half. Warriors led at the break 32-27. It's 23-21 here in the second half so far. And that's how our score breaks down with just over 9 minutes to play. Go inside for Green. Lay in off glass, good. Trolls have done well, just kind of hanging around all game. Did have a lead back in the first half very early on, 15-14, also led 20-18 at one point as well. Walters gets the 2 back. Here's Green. Stops, gets it back outside for Harris for 3. Another rebound for Brett White. And with that rebound should give him his double-double. It does. He now has 11 points and 10 rebounds. They'll get it down to him working against Petkovic. Send it outside to Gould with 10 to shoot. Gunnar Walters telling Ashton Gould to clear out. Now uses a screen with 3 to shoot. Goes in, underhand flip, that does not catch rim, but the Trolls come away with the rebound. Rush it up the floor, that was smacked away by Brett White. Now he'll run the floor and flush it down. They reward Brett White with the takeaway on defense. He gets down the floor in a hurry and flushes it home. The lead is out to 9 with 7:45 to go. Staskinis curls it back outside for Green. Green's going to go all the way in for 2. Solid outing for Garrett Green. 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting. Also has a couple rebounds as well. Chris Cross has 14. Staskinis has 11. Those are the Trolls in double figures, as Farrow comes away with another offensive rebound. Brody Parker wants to attack, goes off glass, left it short. Push it up the floor in the direction of Petkovic, drops it off baseline, and in for 2. That was Chris Cross. And again, Trinity Christian continues to hang around. back down to 5 now, 59-54, stepping back and scoring. Tough take by Brett White. Now Petkovic on the run, answers back in a hurry. These teams can score in a hurry. Both come into this one averaging north of 80 points per game. Probably won't get there tonight, but again, showing that they can score in bunches. Walters sends it outside. Parker for three. Too strong. Almost had a chance at his own rebound. Brett White got there first. Couple misses on that sequence for Brody Parker. Cross has it. His bounce pass taken away. Walters lobs it for White. Goes all the way outside for three. Does not get the shot to go. Whistle and a foul on the floor. They'll get Tylen Harris for the foul. That will put now the Warriors in the bonus.
At the line, shooting 1-1, number 5, Brody Parker.
Salas comes back in for the Trolls. 1-1 for Brody Parker, and it rattles home. Parker split on his other trip to the free throw line earlier on. He's now 2 out of 3 at the free throw line today, has one more coming as he knocked down the front end of the 1-1, does not get the back half. 5:50 to go in the basketball game, 62-56. Going baseline, leaning back and scoring it. Confident take, falling away for Earhart. Send it outside. White goes extra pass looking for Farrow. Gets it right back from him. Still plenty of time to work with. 15 to shoot as he goes in. Runs it off the rim. Offensive rebound. Fisher got it. And the foul. Earhart gets hit with the foul, his first. James Fisher gets the rebound and the 2 on that sequence. That puts him at 25 points, 6 rebounds, and still has only missed 1 time here tonight. He's 12 out of 13. Clock stops with 5:24 to go. 64-58 is our score. Officials getting together. Looks like they're going to head over to the monitor here inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. We do have replay capabilities here this season inside the arena, so they'll head over and double check something real quick, make sure that they have everything squared away. And it was a very snappy review at that. Barely made it over to the monitors and saw everything that they needed to see, so we'll get back to the action here. Fisher will be at the free throw line at the end of all of that. And while we have a moment here in a second, I'd like to get you the upcoming schedule for the Warriors. As Fisher drops in the free throw to complete the 3-point play, got the offensive rebound, put it back in, and won. Here's Harris, goes baseline for Salas. Extra pass in tight. Cannot hit the lay-in. That was Deke that missed point blank. 5 minutes to go in regulation as Walters backs out with it. Wants to go inside for Fisher. Extra pass baseline. Cannot hit the lay-in, but a whistle and a foul. As Farrow clapped his hands together, knew he should have buried it, but he'll get rewarded with free throws when we come back. 4:55 to go. 65-58 Warriors. Dustin Farrow has free throws coming on the other side. From Garth Pleasant Arena, this is your home of Warriors basketball.
The value of champions character across all institutions is a message that we can all get behind.
The purpose behind Champions of Character is to have that student-athlete experience be one of growth.
Men's basketball on campus, we make sure that we give back with a smile and with a purpose.
Our goal as coaches is for our players to leave being better men, better husbands, better fathers, and better members in their community.
NAIA is Champions of Character.
Both teams came into this one riding 3-game winning streaks. One of those streaks will end here tonight before the calendar flips to 2025. Warriors lead 65-58 with 4:55 remaining. And as we look ahead to that first week or so of January for Rochester Christian, they'll go back out on the road January 4th. As they go back into conference play against Northwestern Ohio. They'll come back for a couple games starting on January 8th against Michigan Dearborn, and then January 11th against Concordia, and then head back out on the 15th to Indiana Tech. And as we went to that timeout, Dustin Farrow did not get the lay-in to fall, but he will step to the free throw line. Farrow, 9 points, 8 rebounds so far in this one. If he can knock this free throw down, he'll be in double figures and very close to a double-double. Would need just a pair of rebounds in the next 4 minutes and change in order to do that. James Fisher leads everybody with 26, also has 7 rebounds. Brett White, 15 and 11. Cross, weaving his way through traffic, floats and hits. And again, Trinity Christian has done well all evening to keep it within striking distance. Have held a couple of brief leads in this game. The Warriors doing well to keep them just at arm's length as they send this outside. Brody Parker walks the baseline outside. Walters for 3. Rebound tapped and a battle for it down low. We'll see which way this foul goes. Looks like we'll head the other direction. And that will go on Farrow. Just his second, team's 4th. 66-60. Warriors no stranger to playing in close games here this season. Pulling up for 3 goes Cross. Another rebound for White. That's his 12th. Here's Walters. 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 11 assists for him tonight. Gave it off to Farrow. That'll be the 3rd on Harris, meaning more free throws for the Warriors. It'll be Brett White. Hits the first. Gives him 16 points and 12 rebounds for the game. Just 6 out of 15 shooting for the night for Brett White. He'll have one more at the line as Petkovic sits down. Got them both. Back out to an 8-point differential with 3:38 remaining. Trolls do have 4 players in double figures. Here's one of them as Staskinis, that ball had to have been disrupted as that didn't really come all that close to the rim. Staskinis 11 points on 4 of 13 shooting. 3 of those 4 makes from the outside as Cross goes into traffic, gets tangled up, and draws the foul. Just the first on Brett White. Clock stops with 3:17 to go. That'll put Cross at the free throw line. Does not hit the first. He leads his team with 18 points. And that is his first miss at the free throw line tonight. Was 4 for 4. And he makes good on the second. He'll go to 5 out of 6. White thought about the three, instead leans back baseline, finds Farrow for three, just a touch offline, and they'll reset it off the offensive rebound by Fisher. Inside 3 minutes to play. 7-point ball game. Warriors with the basketball in the bonus, and they have the possession arrow. Farrow, extra pass inside. Fisher with the soft flush. Fisher with the score and a quick timeout called. Give Farrow the assist there. That's his second assist of the night, and he has had a really good all-around game this evening. 10 points, 8 rebounds, and now those 2 assists on 4 of 9 shooting for the freshman. Chris Cross has 19 and 8 boards. Garrett Green, 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting. Staskinis has 11. Petkovic has 10. Those are the scores in double figures for the Trolls. On the other side, Fisher leads everyone with 28 and 8 rebounds. Brett White with 17 and 12. Mentioned Farrow has 10 and 8. And how about Gunnar Walters doing what he does, has 11 assists here tonight. Just 2 out of 9 from the floor, though. As the Warriors lead it by 9 and on their way potentially, if they can hold on for the final 2:41, on their way to their 4th consecutive win as we get set to turn the calendar over to 2025 and head back into conference play, where the Warriors just 2 and 4 in WAC play to start things out. But of course, Rochester Christian always tough here on their home floor, dating back to the start of last season. 20 and 5 in that span at home, including a 7 and 2 mark this season. Whistle and a foul on the shot try by Garrett Green. Looks like they're going to get Brett White for his second. And for the Warriors, if they do hang on tonight, would go to 8 and 2 at home this season, and they still have 8 more home games on tap the rest of the way. First free throw's good by Green. And he gets them both. He has 17. Here's Brett White, gets caught up by his defender, Salas. It'll be a baseline inbound with 14 to shoot, 2:10 to go in the basketball game. As they inbound it to Fisher, who has 28. And he's 2 minutes away from leading the team in scoring in a game for the 3rd time this season, as Walters runs up the flip shot, does not get it to go. Harris outside to Cross. Going up in the air was Brody Parker. Getting around him was Cross. And it's back to 5 with 1:40 to go. Remember, the Warriors are in the bonus, though, so they will shoot free throws with contact. They'll send it far side of the floor. Brett White on the attack, does draw contact, my goodness! Got it to go, and the foul.
That'll be foul, 35, Garrett Green, his 4th.
They say basket does not count, so he'll shoot 2. Knocks in the first anyway. Coach Pleasant doesn't seem all that concerned that they took the basket away from White as he knocks down both free throws regardless. Actually had a quick laugh with the official across the way, as did assistant coach Quinn Rice. In any event, he gets the 2. It's 72-65. And an offensive foul as Brett White goes down to the floor, immediately gets up with a smile and points over to his sideline. 1:19 to go in the game. Again, Warriors looking to close out the 2024 calendar year with a win. That'd be their 4th in a row, and they would go to 8-2 on their home floor this season. Went 13-3 at home a season ago. And again, Fisher looking to lead the team in scoring for the 3rd time this year. They'll get it into him here, and he hooks and hits, and he's got 30. He has missed only 1 shot tonight. That shot no good. Parker went up for the rebound and got bumped and fouled by Staskinis. James Fisher, though, 14 of 15, 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. Will step down the other side to shoot free throws with 38.4 seconds to go. It'll be Brody Parker, who's 2 out of 4 at the line today, has 8 points. Good on the first. 10-point game, timeout called, 38 seconds to go. Parker will have 1 free throw coming on the other side of the timeout. That would put him in double figures and would be the 4th Warrior in double figures tonight. Fisher has 30, Brett White 19 and 12 rebounds for a double-double. Dustin Farrow looks like might come up just short of his double-double, has 10 points and 8 rebounds. And Brody Parker again needs that second free throw to fall to put him at 10. On the other side, Cross has 21 and 8 rebounds. Green has 17 points on 6 of 11 shooting. Staskinis, not really one of his better shooting performances, 4 out of 13, but still has 11 points. And Petkovic, 10 points and 7 rebounds, the other Troll in double figures scoring, but it's a 10-point game with 38 seconds to go, and Brody Parker will step back to the free throw line to shoot 1 more. And he does get both to fall. Here's Harris to Staskinis for 3, and that's through. Clock stops with 28 and a half to go. Looks like Brody Parker will step back to the free throw line. Trolls, at least for the moment, trying to extend the game. Have to imagine if Parker can knock down 2 here, they likely won't try to extend the game for much longer. And he does miss the first. James Fisher will take a seat for the final time tonight. Ashton Gould comes in for him, so Fisher's final line will read 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. Also had a pair of blocks as well, but went 14 out of 15 from the floor in 32 minutes, did James Fisher, as Brody Parker sinks the second free throw. Harris gets it over for three. Couple hops off the rim, and the rebound to Ashton Gould. Off the miss by Staskinis. They will elect to foul again with 18 seconds to go. But with the win tonight, Warriors will go to 10-4 on the season before they get back into conference play, where they check in at 2-4 in WAC play. Trolls will fall to 5-7 on the year. They'll snap their 3-game winning streak and get back into conference play themselves, sitting at 2-3 in conference play over in the CCAC. Here's Harris, final 13 seconds, goes inside, drops it off to Cross, floater, good. Looks to be too little too late for Trinity Christian. 9.4 seconds to go in an 8-point ball game. Timeout called, the final timeout by the Trolls. Check out the upcoming schedule again for the Warriors while we have a moment. They'll be back in action on Saturday as we start the new year at Northwestern Ohio. Then January 8th against Michigan Dearborn, and on the 11th against Concordia. Both those games will be here at Garth Pleasant Arena. Then they'll go back out on the road for one against Indiana Tech on the 15th. That is the upcoming schedule for the Warriors. Taking a look on the other side for Trinity Christian. Quick turnaround for them. They'll be back in action tomorrow at Lawrence Tech. And then on January 4th against Judson. Final 9.4 to go in this one. Warriors by 8. Trolls looking to apply some pressure on the inbound. They do get it in, and a reach in and a foul is going to be called on Jacob Spalding. Only about 1 second came off the clock there. And that'll put Gunnar Walters at the free throw line. Both teams have shot it fairly well in this one at the line as Walters knocks down the first. That was the 15th free throw make by the Warriors today. And on the other side for Trinity Christian, they've missed just once. They're 11 out of 12. Warriors 15 of 21 with that last make, and make it 16 as he knocks down both. Harris into the front court for Staskinis. He'll rise for three. That bangs off glass. Rebound Farrow, and he'll just turn and let the time run out. Warriors will win it by 10 and push their winning streak now to 4. They'll go to 10-4 overall on the season, and we turn it over now to 2025. Some final stats in this one before we sign off. James Fisher finishes with a game-high 30 points. That's the third time this season that he has led the Warriors in points, as he goes 14 of 15 from the floor in 32 minutes of action. Also added 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and a pair of blocks. Brett White gets a double-double, 19 points, 12 rebounds. Also had 2 blocks of his own and 2 steals. Brody Parker and Dustin Farrow, the other Warriors in double figures, with 11 and 10 respectively, while Gunnar Walters finishes with 12 assists. On the other side for Trinity Christian, they fall to 5-7 on the year. Chris Cross goes for 23 points and 8 rebounds in the setback. Garrett Green, 17 points on 6 of 11 shooting in 20 minutes of play. And Danny Staskinis, 36 minutes, goes for 14 points. Not one of his better shooting performances of the year, but still goes for 14 points on 4 of 14 from three-point range and 5 of 16 overall. Warriors shoot it just under 45% for the night and cleaned up the turnovers in the second half. Had just 4 turnovers in the second half of play. And again, they go to 10-4 on the season. And for our SID Hussein Murray, my name's Stephen McDonald saying so long from Garth Pleasant Arena, where your final score one final time is the Warriors 80 and the Trolls 70. This has been a presentation of the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Good night, everyone.